What's up, y'all? We are back, episode 15 of the Nashville Stampede Out of the Park Baseball 24 series. We're here in the offseason after being bounced in the first round last season. So, I guess we have a few things to discuss. First of all, we're kind of out of money. Not surprising, but a lot of guys are getting expensive. So, I'm just going to kind of see where our roster's at here. So, we're losing Lopez. He's going to go to free agency. I doubt we have... Yeah, we don't really have the capacity to re-sign him. Ken Robinson's around. Gossman's around, technically, but he'll probably be moved, quite frankly. Tiedemann's under contract. He'll be around. I'm just going to take him out. So we'll bring back Blanco, Robinson, Tiedemann, Melendez for next season. That's kind of our locks for the rotation. So Ashby has a team option on his contract, so it's a little expensive. I would like to bring him back, but not for, I think it's $13 million. Yeah, $13 million. It's a bit steep for me, so yeah, we're gonna avoid his contract. I wouldn't be opposed to bringing him back in some capacity, but they want us to sign Jalen Beeks. I don't know if it's going to happen. I think he's probably going to ask for starter money, I'd imagine. Typically what he does. Yeah. We could acquire a Gold Glove winner, though. I changed one of the goals to that. So our fan loyalty increased to very good. And we have $200 million in budget space. I already offered contracts to new staff. And apparently the 40-man roster size expanded to 42. I might change that. Doesn't really seem to make any sense. Okay, so lineup-wise, I think most lineup will be back. I don't think we're losing anyone, right? No, just a bunch of pitchers. Tanner Banks will finally be on his way out after a long tenure here. Zach Jackson spent a year here. Moran's been here since the start. And a ton of guys due for arbitration. So let's go through these one by one. Melendez will be back. Robinson. Arias probably. But that is a little expensive. Ben Brown, I don't think I'm going to bring him back. He's just had too many injuries. He's pitched like, how many career games? 46 career games. Most of those were like years ago. So I think he'll probably get non-tendered. Cano doesn't want too much after we kind of reset his price. If I send him to the Dodgers, they released him. So he's not expensive at all. Henriquez is a guy who's probably borderline. Cody Hewer, I don't think he's worth $900,000 at this point. Nieto for $3 million. Yeah, we might have to look elsewhere for a catcher. Bo Naylor at 4.4. I don't know. We have guys. I think that might be a guy we look to move. Bassby for 2.6. Same story. And the rest of these guys, Kyle Isbell will get non-tendered. He played like one game for us. He played 2 games. Batted 1,000, but yeah, nothing. Didn't really do much. We have some minor league guys that I'll probably extend some contracts to. But there we go. That's kind of how we look. I'll offer people contracts in arbitration and kind of look around for some trades. I think McRae will hang around for another year. This contract's looking scary, but I feel like I have to go down with this ship if I'm going to go. Like, people, I'm sure, like, I don't know, any normal person that's not me would probably look to deal him at this point because he's probably not going to be worth that money. But I signed him to this contract. I feel like I need to go down with him. Let's check out his trade value. Just out of curiosity, see if anything has changed. Okay, yeah, so if I was going to trade him, it would have had to have been last year, and I kind of blew that chance. So, but yeah, he's not untradeable. Like, we could make something work if we needed to. And he's not even a bad player. Like, I don't know. I think I'm going to keep him around. I like Grant McCrae. And he's now in the thumbnail, the new thumbnail that I made. So I don't know. I gotta keep one guy around. Yeah, rest of the lineup will be back, and yeah, we'll come back and update in just a second. All right, so it's been about coming up on probably a week since the last time I recorded this, but I sat down one night, not recording, kind of went through and did a couple. Well, I did one trade, which is pretty big. So here it is. This is, I guess you can kind of see the moving parts here. So Bo Naylor, who was awesome last season, this season did not have a good year. Getting expensive. He's due 4.4 mil this year. It was a little pricey for me at the point that we're in this rebuild. So I shipped him off to LA along with Ricky Tiedemann, who I like, but had a really rough half year with us. And, you know, he got roughed up in this game in the playoffs. That's not the reason I traded him. It was mostly due to his stamina. Like, he's only at a 40, so he's not giving me more than, like, 5 innings to start. And I already have 2 of those guys in a rotation with Melendez and Robinson, who are both 40 stamina guys. And, I mean, Blanco's only a 45, so I basically needed some more guys who can give me length, and Tiedemann is a little redundant with those guys, so we're going to look to get, like, a real starter in here this season. But, yeah, he was due some money the next couple of years, so although the Blue Jays were retaining half, it was just, you know, it was just a smart move to get rid of him. He played a half year with us, whatever. We'll deal with it, but we got a pretty good package in return. We also gave this guy Norega, and we also gave Salim Matthias. So, like, this is a big, like, franchise, you know, leap that we took. Matthias was due to make $8.8 million. It was way too much. You know, had a good year the last couple of years, but you know, he's a little redundant with some guys we have with an outfielder. He's playing DH, but he should be playing the outfield. And we have Mullinax, who I want to get in the lineup a little bit more, and I just think we can get cheaper at our TH instead of $8.8 million. So we flipped this trade. So the big piece, I guess, is Wilman Diaz, who is a 25-year-old, newly 25. He was 24 when I traded for him. You know, there's still some upside here. He's 25. I don't know if he's going to reach this, but it's possible. You know, this is a really good player if he does develop. If not, he's still a fine utility infielder. You know, hasn't played a ton in the majors yet. When he's been up here, he's been pretty good, especially last season. So he was like the centerpiece of the trade. We also got like a dart throw, Alex Nan, I'm going to go with, as his name, a number 60 overall prospect in baseball, a former late first-round pick by the Dodgers in 2028. Didn't actually pitch at all in pro ball last season, but pretty decently developed for a 19-year-old. You know, he's not completely zeroed. The changeup I'm worried about, but even if he's a cutter curveball reliever, he could be a pretty good pitcher, I think. So we're banking that changeup works out and he could be a starter, but if not, a decent piece to get. And then we also got Will Smith, who's due a ton of money, but they're retaining all of it, so I'm not really concerned about it. Yeah, he's due $26.8 million for the next 3 years from the Dodgers. They'll be eating all of that. I don't really know if he's going to be a player. I just kind of felt like picking him up because to free him from the Dodgers. He might be my backup catcher. I'm not sure yet. Could be a DH guy. He could probably still hit a little bit. They didn't really play him at all last season. So yeah, that's the first trade we made. And then we'll quickly cut to the next trade. Just this one is like way less of a deal. Let me see. Here we go. Yeah, so I liked Basabe a lot. He was really good for us last season in a reserve role, and he was pretty good the season before, but his infield ratings aren't good enough to really justify having him as our utility guy. He would have to be like a starting third baseman for me, which as a utility player making $2.8 million, 2.6, I couldn't really justify keeping him on the roster for that price. So we flipped him for this guy, Nelson Rada. He was kind of just a guy Miami wanted to get rid of. He came up in a lot of trade offers. 23 years old, not horrible. Could be like a potential 4th, 5th outfielder type for us. Let me send him up to probably AAA. So yeah, we flipped that trade, and that was about it. We did wind up extending Nieto in arbitration. he's pretty bad, but he's a good defensive catcher, and it seems to be doing well for our pitching staff. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on with the team. Let's quickly go through awards. AL Gold Gloves, you can see here. It looks like Aaron Judge is still killing out in right field. It's good. NL Gold Gloves, Max Clark as expected in left field. An insane season. He'd be a center fielder on literally every other team, but we have three guys who can play center field really well, including Kira, who will be playing center field this year. Wins the Gold Glove in right field. 12.6 zone rating. Really pumped for him defensively, and I think this is the year he finally breaks out as an MVP candidate. He's been really good the last 2 years, but he gets his WRC plus up to a 130, 135 type, and then steals 30 bases, and puts up a 10 zone rating in center field. Like, this is an MVP type guy, so really pumped for him. Bringing him along slow. And then reliever of the year, Gavin Hollowell, who I tried to sign in the offseason. He winds up winning reliever of the year. I think he's won a couple, I think. Yeah, he's won 2 so far in the save. NL reliever, Jalen Beeks sweeps. A little surprising, but he had a tremendous season. No other Stampede players. And then we have Silver Sluggers, AL. You can check it out here. This Dylan Head guy for Cleveland, and then Bryce Bush. Interesting player there. NL. Swing over here, and we actually don't have anyone. Zeke Tovar still playing well for the Colorado Rockies. Love to see that. Jason Dominguez winning another one. Rookie of the year, Dylan Head wins it. In the NL, this guy Melendez wins shortstop for the Oaks. Martin Blanco finishes just behind him in second place, 13 first place votes. An insanely good season from him. Really pumped to slot him into the rotation this season. He was much better as a reliever. Yeah, 1.5 ERA as a reliever. As a starter, he was still awesome, but really pumped for what he's going to bring next season. Manager of the year in the AL, Dave Martinez. Torey Lovello for the Diamondbacks. I'm recording this day after that they're going to the NLCS, so really cool for them. They always seem to be good in OOTP. And then this is AL Cy Young. A lot of Yankees, a lot of Twins at the top. Nola wins it. And then Alton Davis winds up winning it. I can't really blame them. 214 innings pitched, 8 WAR. Like, what a stud. What a freaking stud. I would love to pick him up, but only 2 years of service time. Absolutely insane. But Jaime Melendez does finish second. He's going to be making $11.5 million in his second year of arbitration. But, yeah, pumped to have him on the squad. And then Martin Blanco finishes 4th, actually, so that's really cool. Kevin Gossman finishes down the ballot a little bit. He'll be back. The ratings aren't great, so he has a short leash, but he'll be back this season. And Jalen Beeks finishes a little farther down the ballot. And then we have MVP, Ellie De La Cruz in the AL, and Luis Mendez for the Royals. And then Carter Jensen finishes second, also for the Royals. Pretty cool for them, but we still own them in the postseason. And then, we beat them, right? Yeah, I think we beat them. Then Kira finishes 4th, so, a really good offensive season, but not great. I think if he makes, if he hits how he did in the second half, in like July, August, September, like, this is an MVP guy every year, so super pumped. Alton Davis finishes 5th. Melendez a little farther down the ballot. Did get 2 first place votes, which is more than Davis. Surprisingly. The votes spread out pretty well. Any other Stampede guys? Looks like we had Max Clark a little farther down the ballot, Martin Blanco, and that's about it. So, there we go. We'll head to free agency here. We don't have a ton of money to spend. I did clear up enough that we're looking okay going into the year. If our budget gets increased a little bit, we could have some movement ability, but as of now, I don't know if we have a ton of space to do anything huge. So Looking at free agents, this guy's interesting. Wants a lot of money, though. And not really like a pitcher that I would necessarily go for. Just an interesting build. Let's see, any other guys? This guy already signed. Frank Correa, very interesting guy, 27. So these ratings are probably locked in, but he's a really good second baseman. Doesn't want a ton. Could be like a prototypical leadoff hitter. Although the low speed and the ground ball hitter, I don't know how that would necessarily play. This guy's pretty interesting as a second baseman. Zipeng Z, DH type, wants a ton of money though. Oh my god. Matsumoto, 1.8 million he wants. Wow. I mean, I didn't sign anyone last year. So I'm gonna offer him 2 mil. We'll see if he bites on that. We don't have a ton of money, as I said, so we'll have to make every little bit count here. So yeah, 17 mil to spend, 32 for extensions. Of course, we can clear up money in the future if we need to, but let's take a look at what we got here. So yeah, we talked about Matsumoto. He's 25, so I don't know if he's going to live up to those ratings, but even as a current player, he's not horrible. Yordan Alvarez, free agent. Yeah, we're probably going to have to go bargain bin shopping, I would guess. I mean, Correa's not out of the question here. I like MJ Melendez, but he's more of a DH. Alec Thomas, yeah. So needs on the team. Our infield's pretty set. Finally, we have Diaz, who we're going to slide in as like our utility guy. He's going to play a ton at short, I think. Swanson getting up there in age. He's got 1 year left in his deal. So Diaz is the heir apparent, although his defense isn't quite there. Workman could also be the shortstop going forward, but we'll have to work out an extension of some sort with him, I'm guessing. Luis Angel Acuna is obviously there. And then Jerker is my first baseman for now. Let's see. He doesn't really have great ratings to play first, but I guess he's fine. Yeah, Jerker will play first for now. And as of now, this will be our outfield. Clark, Kira, McRae, Mullinex will be the DH, but he's going to mix in a bunch defensively. We'll have some other DHs probably on the roster, like Jeremiah Jackson, Will Smith, guys like that. So I like our roster flexibility. Again, Mullinex will slide in as our DH, but we're going to have Smith, maybe Mullinex will play like every fifth for McRae out and right. Who, you know, I still like, but yeah, it's not pretty. But the pitching staff is going to be where we need most of our work here. So, I mean, this isn't the worst 5-man rotation. Hackenberg, I want to finally give like a real shot to here. Gossman, we talked about him a little bit. Yeah, but Blanco, Robinson, and Melendez are kind of locked into these spots. I would love some guys who can give us a lot of innings. Gossman's that guy for now. And Hackenberg can also be that guy potentially, but like, I don't think we could trot out Henderson right now. You know, we have a lot of guys with 40 stamina who I just don't know if they're going to be able to start. So yeah, it'll probably, we're going to move Henderson to a reliever for now. He'll be like a long reliever, like, you know, piggyback guy type. Henriquez will be here, Arias, and Diaz. As for minor leaguers, I added these guys to the 40. Then we have Lopez and Soriano, who I both like. I like both of them. Angel Lopez, probably not a starter. He has the stamina to start, but I don't think this guy can necessarily start. But he can be a good lockdown reliever. Jose Soriano, who's got time in the majors. We DFA'd him last season. He stuck around. He'll definitely have the inside track to one of these jobs. And Talon Bell, I added him to the 40. I don't know if he'll stick around all year. Like, he's a fine prospect, but more of like minor league depth with options. So yeah, we really need like a nice back end guy. Arias can slot into one of those spots, and maybe like a lefty guy who can kind of fill the Moran role, or a type like that. So, or the Beeks role, I should say. He was kind of more essential to the team. I mean, Beeks isn't out of the question bringing back, but he kind of wants a good amount. Moran doesn't want really anything, so I think he's smart to bring back on a cheap 1-year deal. Absolutely. I mean, he's done nothing but like pitch really well while he's been here. Cantorino I like, and he's not asking for a ton. We had him with the twin save, and I think I want to trade him away for like pretty good haul, if I remember correctly. We'll offer him a 1-year deal, $1.2 million. Again, kind of bargain bin shopping here, but we don't have a ton of options here. Any hitters that are going to be cheap? I would like to get a real, true fifth outfielder. I don't know what we have coming up in the minors. Yeah, Tavra's fine. Vavra, he's fine. Rodney Green, not my favorite. Our minor league system is still not great. I also I want to beef up the rookie league because our teams have been horrible. Although we played better than we did last year. Last year's team was so bad. I think we won 2 games. Yeah. So we're gonna look to add some 23-year-old actual decent players to put down there, but I do have the age limit at 23 on that level, so I don't know. It's tough to build a good minor league system when you don't really have a lot of good draft picks. And I like to kind of rush my guys to the majors. Okay, so I'm going to look at some other free agents off camera because it's probably really boring, and we'll come back in just a second. Okay, so we're here at the winter meetings, and we've made a couple deals. As you can see, Nick Lodolo and Andrew Heener both on the team. I'll go over quickly what we did with these. So Lodolo didn't really want a huge deal, so we gave him a 3-year, $30 million deal. Player option the final year. He's only 30. He's going to be 31 when the season starts. It's not ideal, but we needed a guy who can give us a couple of innings. And he's pitched 189 innings last year. Doesn't really get hurt. So I think he's a really stable option to put in the rotation. And then we flipped Kevin Gossman for Andrew Heaney. So, Gossman I like, but his ratings have dropped off. I foresee it dropping off even more. So I flipped him for Heaney, who... Yeah, he has the movement issues, obviously. But I think we're in enough of a, even... I don't know. I hope the home runs aren't an issue. He hasn't given up more than, 1.3 in the last 3 seasons. He's fragile, but that's... I guess we'll be willing to roll the dice with that. So far, this is the rotation we'll roll into the year with. I like it a lot better than what we had before. So Hackenberg... He'll be on the team, but he might be in a bullpen role to start the year. He's the next guy up if one of these guys sucks, or if we need another starter. So I like what we have there. Looking at the rest of the deals that we're giving out, we offered Moran a deal, Cantonero a major league deal, and then a bunch of minor league deals to some guys that I liked. Trying to fill out the lower minors with some guys. This guy's a good example, Lendor. He'll probably play in high A, maybe double A for me. Just fill out the team. I think we signed a bunch of guys in our rookie league team that are a little bit older. We signed a bunch of 23-year-olds that I kind of liked that have high current ratings. So these guys will play on the rookie league team. Hopefully give us a little bit more oomph on the squad. A couple of pitchers as well that I liked. Although, some of these guys would actually be... this guy will probably play pitching double A for me. But yeah, these guys can pitch in rookie ball. They have pretty high floors. Mendoza's a little too good for this, though. He'll go to double A. But yeah, this is the reason we suck. We have all these 18, 17, 19-year-olds down here that probably just are not pitching well. We're also horrible offensively, so, that's what happens, I guess. I would like to have 2 rookie ball teams. I might do that. I might add one after the season, but For now, we'll go into the year with this. You know what? Maybe I should just add a team, just so we have like a bad team then a good team, kind of, so we can put like our lower level guys on one team and then kind of like the 20, 19-year-olds on another team. But I don't even know if we have enough depth to do that at this point, so maybe we'll wait on that. But yeah, this is probably gonna be the kind of what the team looks like coming into the year. I like our offense. I think our offense is fine. For the run scored last year, we've only gotten better, I think. Or at least equivalent. I mean, we got rid of Matthias, which sucks, and then Bo Naylor was kind of just a push with anyone else that we'd have there. We're getting a lot of offers for first baseman. I think the AI thinks we need them, which, you know, Jurger's, he'll be the first baseman coming into the year, but I'm not necessarily locked into him. He's just cheap. And looking forward, like, we're gonna have a hole at shortstop after the season. Swanson wants quite a bit of money, but yeah, we're gonna be losing a bunch of relievers: Cano, Henriquez, Arias. So the pitching might have a big overhaul going into next season, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there, I guess. But yeah, we're gonna skip ahead a little bit more. Update when something big happens, or maybe we'll just go a little bit farther and update at the beginning of preseason or something. I don't know. We'll come back. All right, so a couple of small moves. We're here on February 11th. I wouldn't say it's a small move, but that guy Frank Correa, 27-year-old second baseman, I wound up inking him to a minor league deal worth $3 million. He's now 28 years old. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Frank. And yeah, $3 million if he makes the opening day roster. I can like free agency. I'll probably add him to the 40-man regardless, just so I don't lose him. But there you go, Frank Correa, a Nashville Stampede. We also signed Jazz Chisholm. You know, he's a chance to make the roster. Good versatility. We'll see. We signed this guy, Hector Osorio. He'll play in A-ball for us and hopefully improve our team. We had actually a nice... Max Clark went up to a 75 outfield range, which is just... We have a stupid defensive outfield right now. I moved Clark to right field just because it's a little more valuable position defensively, so his outfield range will be more valuable. Also, his arm's 75, which is... I don't know. He's honestly making a case to play center field, but I'll play Akira there to start. And then McCray will move to left, so... yeah, I like how this team looks coming into the year. I'm really excited. I hope this is the year. I mean, we've already won a World Series, but you know, I hope this is the year that we truly like break out as a super team where we can kind of win 100 games easily and cruise into the playoffs easily for like the first time ever. I mean, we have a tough division too. Like we're playing with the Diamondbacks, Royals, who are really good teams, and it's always tough to pull away from those guys, I guess, especially the Diamondbacks. They always give us a tough time. Yeah, so we're almost here at spring training, and I'll probably sum up to the opening day here, and we'll update with any injuries or anything that happen. But yeah, this is probably the team coming into the year. Take a quick look. I guess quick update. We did sign Cantorino to a cheap 1-year deal. He's also controllable under arbitration if he's good, so... Pretty nice signing, I think. I thought we had... I guess we had some minor league free agent signings. Yeah, that Matsumoto guy did sign. 25 years old. We'll see what happens with him. Yeah, we had we signed Spencer Steer to a minor league deal. We'll see if he makes the team. And yeah, that's kind of how we're looking. We'll sum up to opening day here as spring training starts, and we'll be right back. All right, so we're here at the end of spring training. We finished 17-11, despite I was playing a bunch of guys that probably shouldn't have been playing, just to see who would kind of make the team. So we have one last scouting report. Let's go through this really quick before we go into the roster. Diaz gets a little bit of a boost. That's good to see. He made the team. Aiden Knack gets a little current boost, even though he's hurt. Jack Bishop goes up a bit. That's good. Carter Smith as well. He's kind of developing pretty nicely here. I like that pick in the 3rd round. That was this year, right? Yes, that was this year. That was looking pretty good so far. And Chris Grimm, who actually spent the spring with the Major League team, only got 3 at-bats, but he gets a little bit of a boost as well. So, pretty good scouting report there. Like to see that. And let's go over the team really quick before we hop into opening day against Arizona. So, hitting-wise, we're going to carry 3 catchers. Will Smith's not really going to be used as a catcher. He'll play every 7th at catcher to start. I don't think that's going to last. His defense just isn't good enough. But he's a good leader, and I want to have him on the team because of that. I don't think we have a ton of leaders on the team. Check that really quick. Yeah, we only have a few, so I want to have Smith on the team to start the year. He had a really rough spring, but as you can see, pretty brutal. But he's not going to play a ton against... Oops, I actually want to do that. He's not going to play a ton against righties, but he will start every other day at first base against lefties. Correa makes the team as our backup 2nd and 3rd, 1st and 2nd baseman against righties, and starting first baseman against lefties as Jurger moves to the bench. And then Smith will play every other day. Rest of the lineup, Nieto, Jurger, Workman, Acuna, Swanson, McRae, Kira, Clark, Mullinax. Mullinax playing every 4th in left field for McRae against lefties and righties. Pitching-wise, so one thing, Cam Robinson lost some stamina this spring. He's now down to a 35, which 40 I can kind of deal with. 35 is really pushing like what I'm comfortable with as starter, so I'm actually going to move him back to the bullpen this season. He'll be the closer after a pretty good year starting, but didn't give me much length to begin with. I don't think the 35 stamina is going to improve that. So, and Hackenberg had an awesome spring, pitching 15 innings to a 1.2 ERA. So I want to give him one more shot. Heaney's ratings dropped pretty brutally. He could just be on his way out if he struggles. Wow, that is so loud. But Blanco, Lodolo, and Melendez will round out the rest of the rotation. Logan Henderson, long reliever, start the year, kind of the next man up. Cantorino, Henriquez, Soriano, Diaz, then Arias, Cano, and Robinson to close it out. No lefties in the pen. We just really didn't have a good option. And I tried to sign Moran, didn't get him. I guess we can look at what's left out there. Actually, I was definitely considering Giancarlo. You know, just because I love Giancarlo. It's my favorite player, and could be a Will Smith replacement at some point. And, you know, he's got good power still, so could be a useful player. Who knows? Yeah, we're kind of looking for lefty bullpen arms, so let's go to relievers. Yeah, there's not a ton. Andrew Vasquez actually isn't bad. Maybe I'll offer him a minor league deal, see if he can crack the team at some point. But, yeah, we're going to go into the season with this looking like our team. So, I'm pretty excited what we can bring as a team to Nashville this year. So, generating the preseason predictions, we can look at those predictions really quick. And, yeah, they want us to win it all again. Our budget did increase just a little bit as a side note. So, you see Nationals and Cardinals in the AL are projected to win their divisions, with the White Sox and Pirates also making the postseason. And then in the NL, the Royals, Braves, and Diamondbacks all projected to finish in front of us this season. The Braves kind of out of nowhere. I don't think they've been, like, really competitive. They won 92 games, so they must have made the playoffs last year. They were probably that 4th team in. But yeah, the Royals, obviously got Marquez in the rotation, and then a really good lefty stacked lineup. So a lefty reliever definitely going to be needed this season. And it looks like we'd even make the playoffs in this. The Angels in the West are just definition of mediocrity, but are going to be projected to win the division with just 2 teams over 500. As you can see, the South really dominating the league. Even the AL, no division really that good. So, got a little stuffy nose. Okay, so game 1, Melendez will be on the mound against Arizona and Ryan Pepois. And we win 4-2. Workman 3 hits. Yeah, McRae has a couple hits as well. Melendez 4 and 2/3 Shuddy, and then Henderson, Cano, and Robinson close it out. Game 2, Lodolo, the free agent signing, on the mound. We lose 3-2. It looks like it was a run in the bottom of the 8th that gave it up. Lodolo gave us 2 runs. We'll take that all day. And then Henriquez gave up a run in the 8th, as we mentioned. Looking for the series win with Blanco on the mound here. Trying to beat our division rivals here. Open the season, and we do. 5-2 victory. McRae, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, so he has a nice series to open up the year. He definitely needs it. He's on a short leash. Blanco, 5 innings, 1 run. Cantorino to Arias to Robinson to close it out. So that'll wrap up this episode. Thank you very much for watching. So for plans with the series, I think I'm going to go this season and the next season. Not for any particular reason. Mostly, I don't really care about views, but I want to make videos that people are interested in, and these definitely haven't done as well as the Rockies and Twins, so that could be that I haven't been posting as frequently as I did with those, but yeah, I'll probably look to start up a new series after next season, I think. I also have the Rockies last episode recorded. I want to release that just to put a bow on that series, because I kind of left it on a cliffhanger, and it's been a couple months, and just for people watching in the future, I want to have the ability for them to get some closure. So, that'll wrap up this episode and some housekeeping business. So, for next series, drop any recommendations you have. I was thinking of a big market, kind of like win now team. Just I don't know. We did the Rockies. We did this team. They were kind of full rebuilds, and the Twins one was supposed to be more of a retool, but we were just good immediately. One team in mind I have is the Phillies. I just had a ton of fun watching them this postseason in 2023. And I think in OOTP they're not really the best team, so could be interesting to do. But yeah, drop any recommendations. I'm definitely not locked into the Phillies, but I think it would be fun. So thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.